loved it, happy. We did things with kids. We did our thing. And we're trying to start a new life, you know, in a new house. And I would say it was great. I mean, you know, they asked, you know, was she depressed or any of this, and no, it wasn't like that. She would uplift me, you know? And it's just one of those people who you're like, where were they at all my life, you know? And it's very hard. I mean, I don't even know if I could go back to my house. Which the chaplain said that's normal, you know, and I just don't understand the whole situation. I really don't. Do you guys have any information to maybe clarify it a little bit for me?
Well, I mean, we're still pretty early on in the investigation. You have the most pertinent information that we're going to need for this.
Okay, go ahead.
So up to today, what would you say was the biggest issue that you guys have in your relationship?
The biggest issue is she would just lie about stupid things, you know? But other than that, I mean, the stress of her always wishing that she could add more to the relationship, as in, that's why she wanted to get a job. You know, and I was like, it's not that important. You know what I mean? But besides that, I mean, we seem to be happy. I mean, you know, like we'd have our arguments here and there, stupid little things. But never nothing violent, never nothing too crazy, you know? So I would say our relationship was, you know, okay, with the exception of a little bit of bickering here and there, you know?
Was she, when you guys would bicker, was she a yeller? Was she
Sometimes.
a screamer?
Sometimes.
All right, explain that to me. How would all that happen?
She would either yell about something or scream about something, and then she would go to a different room. She'd calm down. That was that.
So out of the two of you, who would you say was the more aggressive during arguments?
Neither.
Neither.
Not the same. You know? We both knew that, you know, stay away and cool down. You know? Haven't had an argument in a couple of days, at least.
This is, of course, a lie. Video evidence that officers were in the works of uncovering would soon reveal that not only had they been arguing continuously for several days, but it was undeniable who the aggressor was.
Why?
It was at this point in the interrogation that the male detective in the room noticed something highly concerning. In his supplemental report following this interrogation, Corporal Christopoulos noted that he became aware of blood splatter on Keith's pants. Blood spatter is also known as projection spatter, or impact spatter, meaning that to end up on his clothes, he must have been standing nearby when a force strong enough to cause it struck Brandy's body.
She fell asleep. She must have woke up earlier than me because it woke me up. And was like, wake up, I'm gonna make breakfast, you know? And I was like, okay, I'm gonna take a shower. And I took a shower, and in the shower I heard a boom. I thought it was a balloon. Then I heard a secondary boom. And I was like, what the hell? Walked out there, slipped on the floor, because they're all wood floors. Slipped on the floor, looked over, and it's her laying there. And I immediately found my phone and called 911. Immediately. And I got on the phone with the 911 dispatcher and was like, hey, I don't, you know, I think she accidentally, you know, because that's what it looked like, that's, you know. And he was kind of yelling at me. He was kind of rude. Well, try to apply pressure. Try to apply pressure. And I was like, I can't get to her. I'm soaking wet. You know what I mean?
Sure.
And then they were like, okay, there's 911 at your door. So I let them in, and they pretty much rushed me out. So I really remember about that.
Okay. How was Brandy for the last week or two? How was she mentally?
Mentally? I mean, not like depressed or mad or nothing. She usually was a happy, bubbly person. And you could ask any of her friends this. She was one of those people who you were just like, if you were in the dumps, she would go out of her way to help her friends be out of the dump. You know what I mean? She was just real bubbly and that's what attracted me to her,
Mhm.
is the bubbly personality, always happy, you know what I mean?
Sure.
And I was thinking, it's like, well, and I was like, why are you always smiling? How can I not, she says. You know, stuff like that sticks with you, you know?
Mhm.
And it's just, I don't even want to believe that she's gone right now. You know, I'm having a hard time with that. And I don't know where to go from here.
So you said she's usually like that. Did something change, or was that just the wording that you used?
No, like 9 times out of 10, she was always bubbly, you know?
Okay.
So, it's one of those people you just wanted to be around. You know, and radiated her good vibes
Mhm.
to everybody. And it's just, these are the things I need to remember, you know what I mean?
Sure.
And it was just one of those things where you were just like, finally I found that person.
Mhm.
And now it seems like my life's been stripped away from me. You know, and I don't know why or how or if there is a God, why he would do this. And I'm having a hard time now with my own faith.
Yeah, for sure. Okay. So do you have guns in the home?
Yeah,
Okay. And where do you keep them?
on the side of the bed.
Can you explain that to me?
Okay. When you're looking at it from walking in the door, the right side in the actual